my margarita too. Cheers! So Halloween is here. I do this to myself every single year. Since I started doing YouTube, I have so many fun looks that I keep all year round in my phone that I get excited to do. And then without fail, every single year it happens, the month of October jams by and I'm just left here like, it's Halloween already. Okay. I'm trying to go for like a glam witch, not a sandwich. So I have this image in my head of like a green grungy witch with like really pretty purpley shadow. You know, I have to add some sparkle in there somewhere. So I think that's it. I don't know if I have anything else to say other than happy Halloween. I hope you all have a really safe and fun Halloween this year. And I can't wait for you guys to see what Tyler and I's costume is this year. If you don't know, my boyfriend and I dress up every single year, and Halloween is, I don't know if it's his favorite, but it's definitely my favorite. I get really crafty and I like to put everything together and make our little couples costumes. I just spilled my margarita again. I literally, look, I've had 2 sips. I'm not even there yet, you know? Shouldn't be happening. So off camera really quick, I'm going to prime my face with some cheapo e.l.f. Primer. It's actually really good. And then I'm going to put my foundation on, and I'm gonna mix today because I want a little bit of a lighter base. So I'm gonna be using the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 101 and 104, but more aiming towards 101. I want a lighter base, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna do that really quickly off camera, and I will see you in a sec. After foundation, I'm gonna conceal with my Tarte concealer, just really quick in the normal concealing areas, and buff it out with my beauty blender. And then after that, I'm gonna go in with a translucent powder. This is my favorite by Coty Airspun, and set the entire face. Honey, we are white. My goodness. So I'm gonna fill in my brows, but later in the video, I'm not sure that I show it, but I actually darken them up with black shadow because I want them to be more bold. But after that, I'm going in with like a plummy brown color, a muted mauve, I don't know. But just for a transition shade. And then I go to more of a lilac purple. And basically, I transition to darker and darker and darker. And the darker I go, the lower I go. So I start off high, and then here I'm putting in a maroon shade more in my crease. And then I go to a deep, dark plum shade, which I'm doing here. And I'm putting this just in my crease, no higher. Later in the video, I do bring it up higher, but I wanted to get it all blended seamlessly first before I move on to bringing it up. So this has no extra product. I'm just blending it all together. Blend in between every single step. You want to make sure that when you're working with dark colors, that it's super seamless. So this is a black shadow, and I'm actually bringing this below my crease and then blending it upward. And again, same thing. I take this up a little bit higher. See, right now I'm bringing it up, but I go in with a clean brush right here and blend it all out to make sure that it flows. So then here you see me bringing this to the top of the bridge of my nose, and I'm gonna work all the shadows that we put there down the side of my nose. This is gonna start creating some shading around our nose area. I don't even think I added a lot of extra product. I just blended it and then brought it over to the edge of the nose, if that makes sense. And I decided I wanted to do a cut crease, and this is a little trick. I put concealer towards my lash line and then look up. That's gonna create the line for you. But as you can see, I had a little on my lashes and it got up top, so I'm just buffing it out with a clean brush to get rid of that. And then you kind of see here, I didn't like how high it went, so I took it away. I decided I wanted a little bit lower. Put that purple back in there. Here I'm doing some shading, and then with the concealer, I actually do my cut crease much lower than I had planned. So you can watch here how I do it. So what I've found here is you don't have to be super precise. You'll see why later in the video. But here I'm just patting it with some translucent powder to set that concealer, and then now I'm going in with a smaller brush, a more pointed brush, and I am really just carving out that cut crease with a black shadow, making it super precise. But I will tell you, after all is said and done, you don't need to do that. and you'll see why later in the video what I add. So this is a shadow in the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the purple shadow, and I decided to put this all over my lid and get a smaller brush and make sure that it's precise right there. And then I used more of that dark plum color, and I buffed that into the outer corner, and then after that I put in a black shadow into the outer corner and kind of just like smoked it out basically. Next, glitter time! This is the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy, one of my favorite liquid glitters. As you can see, it's so beautiful. So I put this basically along the cut crease line. So this is why I didn't have to end up getting super precise with those shadows, because we end up covering it up anyway. So if you mess up, don't worry about it. This covers your line right up. But I applied that in my crease area, and then just drink your margarita while you're waiting for them to dry. So I'm just quickly adding some liquid liner. I wanted a pretty dramatic wing. You can do whatever you please. And voila, it should look something along the lines of this. Then I'm applying my lashes, and these are actually from the Spirit store. I thought they looked super witch-like because they look like spider webs. I don't know. But I honestly wouldn't recommend them. They gave me so much problem. You see here, I got so frustrated. I hated them. So I wouldn't recommend them, but once they're on, they're kind of cool. And don't forget to coat with mascara, and moving on. So I highlighted the brow bone. We definitely needed it because of all the dark shadows up there, and the eyeballs are done, sort of. So add some purples underneath your eyes. I just went in with a whole bunch of random ones, just dark, light, everything, and buffed it out. I didn't really show it because you can add really whatever you want. But I wanted to show you all the shading that I did. So once I put it underneath there, I kind of took it down by my nose. And then with a black shadow, I basically outlined my nose, the bridge of my nose, I guess. Is that what you call it? I think so. But I made like a really super harsh black line all the way down and kind of made my nose super narrow and witch-like. And then I started blending it out with this brush, but it wasn't really blending out as I wanted. So I end up using my fingers, and it does a much better job and looks a lot more like sloppy and grungy-like anyways. So I liked that. And then I do bring it down with little extra product underneath my nose. We do a lot of shading underneath the nose. It kind of looks like we have a mustache for a while, but it looks good in the end. So then I am using a dark shadow to kind of make some shadows around my lips, just for a grungy effect, but also to make them look a little bit bigger. Because it kind of looks like shadows. And then moving on to the face, my favorite part. So I just took tons of green shadows, and basically what I did is I just went around the whole circumference of my face, the outer edges, and I started off with a light green shadow, and then as I got higher, like on my forehead, I went darker green, darker green, darker green. And then just make sure you're blending a lot, and then I put the black in there. And the black is what really tied everything together and made that super like ombre effect. But I did carve out my cheekbones with the black. Just make sure you blend it really well. And then I actually added black in my hairline so that you didn't see my scalp. So this is the Kat Von D hieroglyphic palette, I think. And I'm using the middle shade, which is the purple shade, to highlight my inner corner and kind of actually just highlight around the face with that purple shadow. I loved it, so I kind of went crazy with it and put it everywhere. And then this is where I start getting all over the place, because then now I'm just kind of like fixing up and shading where I thought was necessary. But then I go back into that Kat Von D palette and I get the green shade, and I decided to highlight with the green. I just love these colors. They're so amazing. So I highlighted like my whole face pretty much, and my chest, which I thought was super cool. So if you're going to be wearing a costume, this is like the perfect extra just like detail that you need. But yes, so then I decided to add the bottom lashes. You guys, I do not suggest this. I repeat, I do not suggest this. Look, it made my eyes water. I mean, they look cool, but don't say I didn't warn you. So then I outlined my lips with black liner and went in with black lipstick. And I went back into that hieroglyphic palette And I took the purple shade and decided to highlight the middle of my lips, but duh, idiot me, it turned blue. So I used the pink shade in there, which gave it more of a purple look. After I highlighted even more, that's it. I'll see you in a sec with purple and green hair. Hi! Do you guys know how hard it was to put these on by yourself? One is falling off. No! No! I love how this turned out. It's exactly what I imagined. Adding the bottom part was kind of hard. I probably wouldn't recommend it, or these lashes, but other than that, I love how it turned out, and I hope you guys recreate it. If you do, don't forget to tag me or put hashtag #makeupby_Molly so I can see it. But I hope you guys have a fantastic Halloween. Bye. Fuck, I forgot to even put my hat on. No! I lost a finger! No, another one! Get on, you mother